You ever been on vacation and you're like, all you're thinking about is recording a podcast? Like, do I have a problem at that point?
No, man, that's a great problem to have.
Yeah, dude, I was excited for this one. I was excited to come back and see your checkered red cholo shirt.
Delicious.
Man, the only thing that would have made it better if it was buttoned all the way to the top.
I debated.
But it's just hot as balls.
It's so bad. I was, man, today's a weird one, man.
Yeah, dude, it was all fun and games when we first came in, but, you know, something happened. And, I kind of need a moment, and I think you may be the best person to deliver this message. So I'm going to turn it over to you, brother.
Like I said, man, this is a weird one today, listeners. There was a multiple shooting that occurred in the landing today at 1:30 over in Jacksonville. And I'm sure if you have the internet, you know it's probably blowing up right now in real time. For us, maybe not so when you're listening to this, but our buddies, Cliff and Landon, who own this bar downtown called Good Luck, Have Fun, were hosting a Madden tournament, and a gunman came in and opened fire, and there are some fatalities. I know there's at least one suspect dead. And because of that happening at the time we were recording, we all just kind of had to stop.
Yeah.
Like, we all took sort of like a mental inventory, made sure like we were all okay, and, you know, answered numerous texts from everybody kind of checking up on us. I know, Botter, your phone was blowing up. Yeah, man. It's,
you know, amongst all of this, it was pretty endearing to know that, you know, this community, being so tight-knit, everyone had each other's back, hitting everyone up, hey, are you safe, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, along those same lines, I'd like to take the initiative to mention that the Short Box, definitely all of us here want to say that our thoughts and our prayers, as cliche as that sounds, but 100% true, are with the loved ones, the victims, and our thoughts are also with our buddies Cliff and Landon.
Absolutely.
Jesus, the local police too, man. They're working hard to get to the bottom of this, and we love you, Short Box family. Just stay safe out there, okay?
Big time. I couldn't have said any better. Thank you, C.
Yeah.
So with that being stated, I do want to say, like C said, we wanted to still deliver a good episode, especially amongst, you know, the day that we all got a chance to see each other and catch up. So this episode, we're joined with Ashley and Ed are back, and you know, it was our catch-up episode. So not only did we catch up with what's going on in our personal lives, but also a chance to catch up on the last 2-3 weeks as far as pop culture headlines, comic book news, etc. So it was kind of a chance for all of us to go around the table, share things that we were that kind of resonated with us. So just a lot of sharing, a lot of champions also as well. So we talk movies, comic books, all that good stuff that you've come.
We talk shit too.
Oh man,
so much.
It felt so good. It felt so good.
Yeah, you know, like I said, this was good to be back, man. I mean, it's a weird one today. Yeah. And you know, as things keep going on, we'll figure it out. But we wanna let everybody know that, one, we're okay, because I figure we'll get more texts as the day progresses, and two, that despite everything that happened, we tried our best to try and make as many fart jokes as possible for your listening pleasure. Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's weird. It's real weird.
Yeah, man. So we won't get into it anymore. Let's just go and kind of jump into this episode. But for those joining us for the first time, make your life easier. Subscribe to the show. We're all over podcast platforms. So whether you're listening to podcasts on Apple Music, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, just search The Short Box, hit that subscribe button, and be caught up to date whenever we drop new episodes. And also follow us on social media if you aren't already. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Follow us, subscribe. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this episode. Episode 213, Ashley's Pyramid Scheme.
Present to you The Short Box, Season 5. Let's go, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a grand time. Lighten your comic world up like a landmine. First class Marvel man fine with a tan line. iTunes, The Short Box, you know my favorite line. Top shelf pop culture, comic book vultures. Supply what you need, elevating for the culture. Who better than we? Jacksonville's best voted. Season 5, round of applause, it's a golden moment. Fanboys and fangirls, here come another round of Ville to Wakanda So sit back and relax and elevate your vibe. It's truly been an honor. Oh yes, the pleasure's all mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's
Look
this?
at how cute she looks. Everyone's angry because her boobs aren't bigger. But it's for kids.
Can I see?
Yeah, like
Like, she looks adorable.
Yeah, it's
Well,
perfectly
it's like
fine.
Jane's artist, so it's like
Yeah.
you kind of know what you're gonna get.
There's
you
like
know?
50-year-old men that are like, we're the boobies.
That's my thing.
Yo, there's plenty of GeoCities they can go visit.
how do you know that?
GeoCities.
Yo, what do you think that Trapper Keeper was filled with?
Still adding to it?
Got GeoCities, Angel Fire.
Yo, plenty.
No, that's the thing. It's just, it's a different. It's like a generational thing. The aesthetics are different. What you look for in like a superhero, Like,
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you wanted jack dudes and hot chicks, and now it's.
But even still, like, Shira's not really known for, like, her physique, right?
No.
I mean, if you're... I'm going to tell you straight up. When I was a little kid, I would watch He-Man and I'd watch Shira because it was like, you get, like, 2 He-Man episodes, essentially,
Pretty
like,
much.
for the price of one. Like, it's fantasy. And I almost like the bad guy in Shira better than I like Skeletor.
Yeah, she's not like Vampirella, like as far as
Right.
sexual.
Yeah, no, there's
thing,
no...
But it's. But I think it's just a. But I think it's it's just the different, mindset. Even at that time, it's pretty tame. But today's standards, you probably would get, some criticism for designing a character like short skirt.
They didn't even
cleavage.
change it, though.
Not really. She's a
too
little
much.
more
It's a little...
asexual in design.
Sure, and the outfit's a little more functional.
Yeah,
A little more. Not by much, but a little more.
Yeah, it's always weird with the fighting women with short skirts.
But she's got
design.
the
Which I'm guilty of doing, so I can't
the
really say
spandex
anything.
shorts though underneath. Like
Yeah.
when we
Mad
PT in the
comfy.
military.
Mad comfy.
You wear the me undies underneath,
I mean, she's a lot more comfortable than Red Sonja after a fight.
right? She's got like a bunch of Red Sonja has an outfit made of silver dollars and pubic pubic dreams from 10-year-old boys. That's all it's made of,
The strongest fiber known to man.
no doubt.
Very specific
You
protection.
can't break it.
Nah.
Red Sonja's made of
They shoot
fever
directly
dream.
at the nipples. That's what like the archers go after. It's perfect
Yeah, I don't.
protection.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird, but it seems like that with the.
Have we started?
Yeah, I know. I think we already found a show title: 10-year-old pubic hair.
No.
No, that's not. Oh my
I
god!
don't want to show up on that
FBI's
search.
coming over to Potter's house,
What happened
Seizing
while
his-
I was gone?
seizing his hard
Dude,
drive.
a lot of shit, man. And I kind of want to get into that, man, because this is our first time all seeing each other since. Damn, it's been months, man.
Yeah,
I
been a
think.
while.
Yeah, since that last episode C was on. That was the last time we had all seen each other.
What?
Yeah.
With all of us.
All of us. I'm
including
sorry,
you.
with this table. With this
I was
table.
like,
There's like a fight going on.
Yeah,
while
we
you're
didn't
gone.
stop because of you. Don't get
no,
all
it's
crazy.
not even
for real.
that. Like, full disclosure, I don't listen when I'm on a show or even when I'm off. Like,
I've
I
known
just-
that for
yeah,
since we
like
started.
quality control. I don't. I live it. That's all.
Yo, I rocked myself to sleep to the sound of my voice on the plane listening to an old episode.
No surprise there.
Well, I did want to just toast to everyone. The crew
it's
being on
happening?
here.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
For the beer.
They can't see shit. Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for the beer.
That sound.
Ding. But what's everyone been up to, man? See, you're back in town for good.
I am for good. I'm never leaving again.
Nah,
Never.
son, you a slave to this city.
Oh shit!
Yo, how is everything? How's it
It's
being
good.
back?
It's good. I'm the weather smacked me in the face like a elephant dung right there in the eyeball. A hot humidity. What am I talking about? Can I even speak?
Dude, I
Hi.
don't know.
Hi. It's so hot out. I lost.
Words hard.
So
Yo, even I'm sitting over here like, yo, what is wrong with this?
you're like looking
grammar wrong here, right?
We about to fire this motherfucker. Right now.
This
On
is
the air,
This is
live.
an intervention, a
this
live
is
intervention.
So it was good. I'm glad to be back. I think everybody knows I was away for military training, and that went well. Graduated, so that's always good. But it's good to be back home. back with my wife and my
Sniper
cat.
training, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, sniper training?
Actually, did you say sniper training?
Sniper, yeah.
Yep, that's it.
He could shoot a pube
have
off
a
a
license
10-year-old
Stop
boy.
it. Stop with the pubes.
You gave me like this really good like just well of one joke.
Joke was Red Sonja. That's not the... Oh, my God.
She a Marvel character?
Disturbing.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Ashley, what about you? What you been up to? How's Tampa Bay Comic Con? You went, right?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. How's the Hound?
Yeah. Amazing.
Oh, yo, you got to meet the Hound.
I met the Hound.
What?
Yeah.
Did you give him one of your
woke up.
shirts?
No, I didn't want to be crazy. I had.
She's like, I just stared at him from outside his
I licked
apartment.
my lips.
Just hung out at his apartment. There's a hotel.
I was just cleaning the window to his car.
Hey,
I have standards.
game ball.
I did. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning
Ooh.
and drove to Tampa Bay Comic Con.
Wow.
I wanted to get in line early. It turns out did not have to because
Because no one is that dedicated.
nobody
Really?
was there. Well, he got there. There were 3 people ahead of me.
Wow, that's crazy.
What?
And it's crazy. Okay, so the lady in front of me was like 6'4",
Oh, Jesus.
like
Brienne?
big lady.
Brianna
yeah.
Tarth.
She's from Jacksonville.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were talking. So it was amazing, and he signed a picture that I drew of my dog, and he was the nicest guy ever. And it was kind of off-putting because I like the Hound because he's gross and he curses and
Yeah.
he's But
Oh, he was a dainty fella?
he was so nice.
gentleman.
He just
He's a
smiled
gentleman.
the whole time.
Hello.
He was like asking me about my dog. He shook my hand.
He didn't say cunt once?
He
He didn't say
the
cunt.
C
He wasn't
word
eating
one
like
time.
chicken and
Yo.
stabbing
He
somebody.
said cheers when I left.
Cheers.
Oh, yo. That would have
I-
pissed me off.
Nice young lady. You
Keep
are.
your goddamn European
Eh.
politeness.
He was just so happy. Just a happy, big Scottish man.
You're just like yelling at him, trying to get him to yell at
Yeah.
you back. Like, universal healthcare sucks. Come on, man. Do something.
So it was totally worth it. I pretty much went there, met him, grabbed some
Drove back?
posters, and drove back.
Oh, wow.
Wait, you went for one afternoon?
I went for like 1 hour.
Damn.
Whoa.
That is...
Jesus.
Yo, shout out to the
commitment.
Hound.
I had
Hound.
work to do. I had to meet the Hound, though.
She's like,
that.
look, I drove there. I licked his face. I came back. It was time well spent.
Did you dress like Arya?
I didn't have time.
Oh.
I didn't want to scare him. I was just trying to be normal.
Trying to get like a eyebrow hair when he's not looking. What was that? Gotta go.
Damn. That's dope.
Yeah,
was
it's
cool.
fun.
Yeah. Ed, what about you? What you been up to?
Nothing.
Any cons coming up?
Nothing.
No, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm just catching up.
The last thing was GAM, and I'm pretty much, I think, done till
Spent.
next year. Yeah.
Yeah, man, GAM's one of those like
GAM's
soul-eating like
Yes.
events. You know, you just get
After like helping hang the show, and the whole week is just just still drawing and posting stuff, but yeah, no shows until probably end of the year next year.
And not even a thank you card from Ryan. Nothing, huh?
No, he's
Nay, but
no.
a thank you card.
No, no, the Facebook message. and
Oh, that's
comments.
nice. Yeah.
Tag me.
Here you go. Clean yourself off afterwards.
The money's on the dresser. I'm
There
done
you
with
go.
They got another event geared up for September already too. They're doing another retro
the retro
game night
night
at
at
Mosh. I think September 22nd is that.
What are you on the payroll? What the fuck was that shit?
No, it's
What was that all about? Out of nowhere.
What if every single time
How do you think we got
mention
the
GAM,
pizza as a paid sponsor?
I have to indicate that on this episode. Paid sponsorship by GAM. Thank you, Ryan, for that pizza. No, we're planning on doing something because I think around that time frame, the best of Jacks.
I was just kidding.
Voting. Okay, never mind.
I'm friends with Ryan. It's cool.
Yo, it's been a while since anyone like was digging at me and calling me out for my bullshit. So glad to have you back.
The king, huh? Only has the crown hasn't been too heavy these days, has it?
Nah,
You not be. I'm going on vacations. Fucking, I don't give a shit.
Yo, I like how my
What
friend.
have you been doing? How about that?
I went on a almost 2-week vacation to Croatia, primarily
Terrorist.
just kind of island hopping.
Terrorist.
Yo, and Ashley, when I got to Dubrovnik, which is where they shot like the King's Landing stuff and Battle of Blackwater Bay for Game of Thrones, I was like, yo, I wish all my Game of Thrones friends were here. Because I got so many messages, even from my own girlfriend, where they were like, yo, fake fan. He watches, like you know how many people I had hating on me? Yo, yes.
Dude, why are they putting you on Front Street like that? Man?
Even Drew was like, yo, I ain't gonna front. It was hard for me to be happy.
Was that the reason you watched it? Because you knew you were going?
No, I had no idea. Like, after I finished the season and I looked at, like, the itinerary, I was like, yo, I think I know something about this place.
Bro, it's familiar.
I love when that shit happens, and I love it when I'm that guy. Like, I'm like not even in the fandom, and I go to the place. Oh, it's great. And I'll purposely get the words wrong. I'll tag like, yeah, this was when Kirk from Star Trek came to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's fun.
But this whole time, everyone's trying to get him to watch the show.
And then they hate it when I'm like, you know, living it up.
Botter's in fucking Game of Thrones land, as you put it.
That's what it was.
And putting Westworld hashtags.
Venom movie, hashtags Tom Hardy. Like, yo. But I will say, the reason I call it Game of Thrones land, because the rest of Croatia, I might have went to like 4 different islands.
Because every other part would be Bottero's child support land.
Oh, man. All right, there goes the episode title. Bottero's child support land.
I was joking.
But every other island, so the thing with Croatia, it's not part of the European Union, so it's got its own currency. And the currency exchange rate was fantastic. It was 7-1.
Right.
Except for when you went to Dubrovnik, because there were so many tourists. The Game of Thrones, everything immediately converted to euros when you got there. And I was like, nope, this is not the island.
You pull out a handful of wooden nickels. They're looking at you like, get out of here with that fucking
exactly.
Croatian monopoly money.
There were so many Game of Thrones tours going on,
I bet.
and I was like, I'm not paying for none of these. So I kept like hopping into different ones, and they'd recognize me because I'm the only fucking brown dude amongst like all these, you know, tall Europeans. And they're like, did you pay for this tour? And I was like, and I'd run to the next one. And I was collecting like little tidbits of information.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah.
Man, really?
Like a monocle on, like a fake mustache. Why? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
No,
never.
It was spectacular. It was paradise. It was awesome. So, but man, I missed the crew. I missed recording. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when you and Drew called me,
oh my God,
like they Ashley.
was,
I guess Ashley, you missed out on that episode.
I got some text messages.
I don't think you missed out.
Help, fire, need. So. It's like day 2 of my trip over there, and it's like because it's 6 hours ahead. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was wasted. And I get a call from Drew. No, he tries to FaceTime me. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not. And like, I am not in presentable mode right now. Like my hair ain't combed. I got like puke on my face. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, what's good? He was like, need help recording. Oh my God! I was like. Yeah, I need to hurry up and get the fuck back home.
Yeah, I came up here with the impression that he knew how to run the console, and that's the first thing he asked me when I got here. It's like, you know how to do this, right? I'm like, what?
I was like, yo, I just showed Ashley. She forgot already? Yeah. Like, yo, she's a really good fib. Like,
They asked me a password.
Yeah,
I, like,
I didn't even know the password.
password.
It's like, password? Oh, shit.
You know when they say,
we did try to call Adam, but he's already kind of distancing himself from the podcast.
Adam's like, yeah, I got a real
He's
career.
like, yeah, I forgot how to do all that stuff. Bye.
If the console was shaped like the control panel of the Millennium Falcon, Adam would have been able to.
Man.
I know he would have been able to.
He would have had remote access. But you know how they say like lost episodes? I'm like, this one might be a lost one.
It is lost.
Nah, I could probably find it. Look,
I might have deleted. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
We'll see. I was excited, like I said, to meet up with the crew, and it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since the last episode, so there's definitely been a lot of news that's come out, so I wanted to kind of focus this episode on not only catching up with you guys, but also just kind of touching on the topics that kind of caught our attention. So, Ashley, I think you had already kind of started talking about yours when we hit record. Do you want to go ahead and share your 2 items? Sounds like you got 2, right?
Yeah, so the one that's most important to my daily Wednesdays is going to be the Jason Aaron taking over Conan. It's going to be awesome. So Marvel has him back from, is it Dark Horse or Dynamite? Dynamite?
Dark Horse had him last time.
Was it Dark Horse?
Yeah.
Oh, so they have Conan back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's doing it for Marvel.
Yeah, it was Dark Horse.
And he's just been so amazing on Thor.
How much stuff is he writing? This guy's
too much. This must have become the new Brian Michael Bendis.
I started getting, was it Avengers? I started reading Avengers because he was writing it.
So Southern Bastard's not coming out for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. It's such a good book, though.
Yeah.
I'm just always excited when I see it. I don't expect anything.
Because Marvel had that promo, piece, right? It was Esad Ribic. And I got excited because I was about to say Esad Ribic's like
That's good.
perfect for fucking Conan, but it turns out to be that X-Men artist, Mohammed Asror. So I know that they're doing it. And I saw even like a little, not a soundbite, but just a quote.
Oh, that guy's artwork?
Yeah.
That guy's artwork is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's really, really good. So I think that's a good fit. But even Jason Aaron had said something to the effect of like, I was ready to fight anyone that was going to step up and to like try to write Conan because this is all I've been waiting for. So
You can tell, like, it seems like all the books, like, as far as Marvel was concerned, he's had sort of like, they're like his training wheels, you know, in some certain way. Like, he wrote for, The Wolverine Goes to Hell, and those were, like, way out there stories. Like, what the fuck am I reading? Like, yeah, the X-Men go to hell every now and then, but it still kind of feels, X-Men-y.
Go to hell, yeah.
Yeah, this shit did not-
Figuratively.
Right, figuratively. Nice. But then, like, even him writing for Thor is another, like, all right, stretching out my fantasy wings a little bit, I think it's going to be a perfect fit.
shit, that first Thor arc felt like it was. If it took out Thor and just inserted Conan, I think it would have worked just.
That's
fine.
the thing. Like, you can tell he's been waiting for it. So I'm excited for it. I looked up the artist because I wasn't really familiar with his work, and I'm stoked because they said they had it kind of sold where it's like Esad Ribic is doing covers. I'm like, ooh, that's not a good sign. Why don't,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell me that. Just let me read it. But like, we got a good guy doing covers. It seemed like, and then when I looked, solid work from the interiors. So
When's the first
stoked.
issue supposed to come out?
I'm not sure. I think we have a little bit of time, but I didn't see like a certain release date on it.
Yeah, because I think Muhammad, the artist Muhammad, he's actually. I've seen that he's just starting to post like Conan previews.
Yeah.
So I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, but Ashley, you're a big Conan fan.
Yeah.
All the blood and gore, got it. Violence, yeah, got it. Who was like? What was your first introduction to Conan, or do you have a memorable
Just
story
the
arc?
movies, the old movies, and then I started getting into the comics.
The Arnold movies. Huh?
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Well,
I don't know if they still hold up. I own them, but
might want to revisit this.
Conan for me was like what filled a majority of my dad's comic book closet, and any time that he would like want to talk about artists or like the art of comic book drawing, etc. He'd always bust out a Conan book and he'd be like,
Buscema, right?
He'd be like, "Look here, boy, this is the classic. This is
Yeah.
like the end all." And it was because like Sal Buscema and some of those. I feel like a lot of those, like these modern artists that we hold in high regards, like the Sal Buscemas or even the John Buscemas, the Kuberts. I think a lot of them had their start, if not just start, but had a hand in some of the Conan stories because they had so many different Conan titles and anthologies.
Well, yeah, because Marvel's trying to compete with Warren Publishing.
They had those magazines, those oversized black and whites, which were really awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a
Super
few
violent.
of those.
Yeah.
The Savage Sword of Conan.
One decapitation an issue, at least.
Oh, for sure.
I guarantee.
Yeah.
He's sleeping with some barbarian chick and cutting someone's head off.
Yeah. Or he's on a pirate ship with a barbarian pirate chick, and he's cutting someone's head off.
It's like, shut up, woman. No talking now.
Man, no wonder, man.
No wonder I'm so fucked up.
Yeah, all my dad's issues with like Red Sonja just kind of disappeared. I don't know.
No. Wait, what?
It's the secret.
Oh my
There's a loose
God.
floorboard in the bedroom.
Yeah, but instead of like a fucking suit made of human skin, Barter's making a Red Sonja costume with quarters.
No, I'm making them with like every single currency of every country I go to.
Wear these quarter panties.
All right, Ashley, you got any other one? Did you want to go into a little more detail about the Shira one? We kind of like caught us in the middle of it. Is it for a cartoon series? So Shira's getting a redesign, right?
yeah, it's Netflix, and it's Ed. You said it was the Lumberjanes artist that was doing it, and I don't know. Twitter's just a terrible place, terrible, vile place. But everybody was so
Rough.
upset about her costume, and there's nothing wrong with it.
No, wait. Is it because she's getting her own show, or is it part of like a He-Man show?
It's her
I
own
think
show.
she's getting her own.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
her own show.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it looks awesome, and it's directed at the audience of, like younger girls,
Yeah.
and she doesn't need to look like a more advanced version of the way she did in the other cartoons. She
Yeah.
can look different. It doesn't matter.
It looks just like in line with like the, you know how DC has been doing like the kind of younger kids cartoon, like with the all female cast.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it falls in line with that. And I
Yeah.
mean, and if the DC show is any sign of it possibly being successful, it looks right in line. I'd copy success. Why not?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's always because initially I didn't like it, but then you kind of have to think, and because I'm a fan of the original, and that's what I grew up with. So you kind of, you kind of lean towards that. But this is a new audience, So this you have to look at it like this can introduce. Okay, you see this one, then it brings back the ones when you were a kid. It brings back those memories, and that stuff hasn't gone away. It's not like this is.
Yeah,
You're writing
exactly.
over the past with this new design. The stuff is still available. It's still out there. Especially He-Man. There's like a documentary. There's the Toys That Made Us episode. There's a He-Man documentary coming out.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
That He-Man
Oh, yeah.
Toys That Made Us episode is fucking
Yeah,
great.
it's really good. And so it's just you have to understand this is not for the 30-year-old demographic.
And it's totally fine to not be in love with it, but you
Yeah,
don't have to,
exactly.
go on Twitter and tell people that
Yeah.
you ruined your childhood. And
the ruin the
they're terrible.
childhood thing is a bit.
I hate
that's
that.
That's a bit much. It's like it's still there. It's not. It hasn't gone into the void. It's not copied over.
Yeah.
What you watch.
So wait, in the same mindset.
This was one drawing, not even like a synopsis of the story,
Yeah.
not any other.
It
Like,
was
this is
just
one
an
drawing.
image.
Yeah, one image.
It's like when they changed Lion-O's costume for the 2009 Thundercats cartoon. Like he's not wearing like a thong. Like he doesn't have a Tim Curry G-string and a freaking abdomen exposed T-shirt. Like it's like he had like a leotard on, like a functional suit for a little while. And nobody raised Cain. I mean, I'm sure they did. I'm sure there were some neckbeards out there that were crying. But I feel like it's the same situation, like they didn't change the costume all that much. It's still you can look at her and still be
new
like,
Thundercats that are.
yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, actually, I do want to talk about that because
Why? Why? No, you only want to talk about that for conflict.
No, I'm curious. No, I'm curious. Like, check it out. Like, look, we're saying that this Shira costume is aimed towards its audience, a young kid demographic. Well, what about the Thundercats like cartoon?
Okay, here's my problem. So, and
I want to know what the difference is.
I will be completely honest with you. I have no problem with the costume. Now, the animation style, I am not a fan of this simplified animation style. It's not as bad with She-Ra. It's there, so I'm kind of like instantly turned off. But whatever. It's for little kids, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But that Thundercats cartoon, that is also for little kids. But at the same time, they're trying to market it like it's an action. Like before I saw the animation, I saw interviews with the guy who did it, and I had never seen anything previous. And he's like, "Yeah, we're bringing it back." So I got excited. And he says, the one thing about Thundercats I always remembered was when I was a little kid, that opening theme song was so slick and some of the best animation I've ever
Crazy.
seen.
Super
So
guitar solo.
automatically, I'm agreeing with this guy. I'm like, oh, okay, we're both thinking the
And
same
he shows
thing.
you the strong.
And then he shows me this fucking Steven Universe bullshit. And no disrespect to Steven Universe,
No.
but a Thundercat he does not make. So fuck that shit. I refuse to subject myself to such heinous line work.
So the difference is like you was sold kind of like a false bill of goods, rather than Shira's just it's out here. You know who the artist is. You kind of
To be honest, it looks kind of like a simplified Fiona Staples, which I think could work for She-Ra, which is like, okay. And if there weren't any people talking shit about it and give it a shot, then whatever.
So what I'm hearing is #bring the cat thong back. That's like, is that the moral of the story?
Where is your mind? What's the matter with you? Seriously.
I'm sorry.
Do we need a hug? Is this something? I'm going to call your mom.
Yo, I missed you guys, man.
I'm calling your mom.
well, it's looking like it's changing. Even like not really action. It's going to be more like a comedy.
She-Ra?
No, the Thundercats.
Yeah, well, fuck that thing. I've already given up. I know there are people out there who are like, well,
man,
Did you see all the memes of the Thundercats?
Yes, dude.
Oh, they were so funny.
I saw some of the ones you put up that made me
the
laugh.
Berserk one was awesome.
Yes. So good.
When my little nephew loves Teen Titans Go. And I sometimes I have to fight back that bitter old nerd in me because I'm like, yeah, man, you don't know what the original Teen Titans cartoon was all about.
Here's the thing, though. That doesn't offend me so much because the original Teen Titans show had the animation style may be different, but it had the same gags.
Yeah.
Like there would be sort of like those notes.
And there was the same kind of backlash on that too.
Same kind of
because it was
humor.
kind of like an anime.
Sure,
wannabe.
it wasn't the
goofy.
it wasn't fucking Bruce Timm's Batman the Animated
Exactly,
Series, you
yeah.
know. So
But
yeah.
shit, they just got their own movie too.
it was
And
lighthearted.
Teen Titans Go is ridiculous.
That might be the one DC movie Adam goes to see and is not disappointed by. He'll be like, "This is a fucking great DC movie. I enjoyed it more than anything else."
All right, what about you, C? What do you got to share with us?
Well, I wanted to talk about the Jason Aaron stuff, but I also wanted to bring up. Did you get a chance to watch Junji Ito's animated series?
No.
Did you know there was one?
No.
Yeah, it's called the Junji Ito Collection. I wanted to know what your thoughts were about it because I haven't talked to anybody that's
Definitely
aware
watch
of this.
Is it like
It's on
adaptations?
Crunchyroll. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Crunchyroll, okay.
yeah, I don't know. I feel weird about it. Like it's solid cartoon wise, but it's I don't know. Like I feel odd about it. I want to know your opinion
As far as like just the production, or just
because if you've read his shit,
I don't want to see that moving. I don't
Yeah,
know if I want to see. I don't want to see that in action.
I get it. I hear what you're saying. Also, I stole that from shit. Damn it. Anyway, neither here nor there. The Junji Ito stuff was odd, kind of disappointing.
Okay.
But to anybody that didn't know that likes his shit, I would suggest at least watching it.
Okay.
It's done with.
Is it like an
the series is
anthology
done.
thing,
Yeah.
or- Okay.
Yeah. And Gerard Way's Young Animal is gone. It's going away. Did you guys ever read any of those stories?
Patrol.
Wait, the whole imprint?
Doom Patrol,
Yeah.
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 Damn.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
doing an Umbrella Academy. Another.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. Good, good. Yeah, I know DC is kind of like he's saying stuff like, oh, Young Animal's not going away. It's not really blah blah blah. But DC's just kind of like, yes, we're done.
Yeah, it's a
It's-
wrap. Yo, Doom Patrol is weird as shit to me. I couldn't.
It's
get
all
into it.
weird, but I liked it. Like it pushed my brain when I read
think
it.
they were counting on his like rock star
to
like
carry the
popularity to kind of bring in the sales, and I don't think that.
This is
But I like Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is really cool.
here's how old we are. Like even Gerard Way may not be relevant to the kids they're trying to get
That
to
too.
read these comics because My
But I think
Chemical
DC
Romance
might have brought him in thinking that. Though.
Sure. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
he used to work at a comic book store, and he's been friends with people in the business for a while. And everything I've seen about him, he's like a legitimately
he's a
nice
lover.
guy, and he is a comic book fan.
Yeah.
Even at the end of all of his comics, I think they would get like these. They would do these little fake stories where he's kind of like doing stuff like the way Stan Lee used to. Where it's like, hey, I'm the presenter of
Like
Young
the behind
Animal.
the scenes.
yeah, like soapbox.
Right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like, how's everybody doing? You know what we're trying to do here is this, and maybe you could imagine and take you to another world, and blah blah blah. Like I appreciated that. I read Shade the Changing Girl. I did read Mother Panic was my favorite.
It's
Just
Dave
art-
Carson or
Well,
that one was hilarious.
was
that
Gerard
funny.
Way doing all of the titles?
He was like, he wrote
Doom
Milk
Patrol.
Wars and
Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
I wonder if the lack
but
of
the other stuff was written and penciled and inked by.
the other people.
other
But I wonder if from the writing perspective, if having a lack of diverse voices was the downfall. Because I mean, like you said, I think they were really banking on Gerard Way's fame to carry the whole imprint. But I wonder if maybe injecting new writers that he deemed cool would have helped out that imprint.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, because already, it's time will tell. I think with the Young Animal stuff, because I mean, how was Watchmen? Not that I'm comparing it to Watchmen, but was it well received as it came out? I think, if I remember correctly, I think it went over a lot of people's heads. Mm-hmm. And since they weren't the original Charlton characters that Alan Moore wanted to use originally, that he had to make up his own that no one had ever heard of, like even more so.
yeah.
So I think it's that same instant, only in this time the characters existed, and it was more or less like Gerard Way's like, nobody's doing anything with these guys. I mean,
But it's weird. They're
fucking
doing
Rack Shade hasn't been relevant since the 90s, you
Yeah,
know?
they are doing a Doom Patrol series, so I'm sure that helped.
Sure.
Get that series off the
Sure.
ground. And I don't know if he's even going, because he's doing another arc for Umbrella Academy, and they're doing a series.
Cool.
I think a Netflix series, Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? It's crazy. I had because his, he's kind of in that Grant Morrison school of writing.
Sure.
So it's very.
You don't know what the fuck is going on.
The
till,
mainstream
like, the end.
appeal is limited. It's going to go. What the f is going on?
He doesn't write down to you,
No.
or he won't let his writers write down to you. Like it's like, I respect the medium, and I'm going to treat it like literature.
And the
if
more
you can't-
obscure, the better.
Yeah.
right? If you can't
It's like a niche within a niche audience that
Sure.
he was going for. So I'm.
Shade, the Changing Girl, and Mother Panic were the two that were probably the most accessible. Like even more so than Doom Patrol, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Because my wife was getting into it because she loves My Chemical Romance, and she was. They got her money as far as the banking on his name, but she's also an Umbrella Academy fan too. So it's slippery slope.
And Brendan Fraser got cast as the robot.
The Robot Man.
Yeah, Robot
yeah,
Man. It's pretty
that's
awesome.
pretty cool.
I like the
God
article I
bless him.
saw. It said the Mummy's
He's
Brendan
still around.
Fraser.
The Mummies.
I was like,
Remember the
what
Mummies,
is
kids?
this?
Not the Tom Cruise ones. We don't want to talk about that.
Nobody.
Remember the
Encino Man's
Remember the
Brendan Fraser.
the Mummy movie that made money? Remember that, guys?
The only mummy.
The only
Oh my
Mummy.
God! Blast from the past, Brendan Fraser.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing that. See, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't know they were canceling.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's
I,
kind of sad.
I hate to say I'm not like shocked.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Especially when I think the first time Doom Patrol went on like a hiatus, I was like, that's not good.
But I will applaud DC for trying though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, even like this whole Black Label stuff they're doing, I do appreciate them trying to branch out from the standard way that they go about making and selling comics.
I mean, that's what Vertigo is for, right? Like Vertigo is for like
An
those
image
kind
kind
of
of
like
took that
yeah
that idea and totally
and just fucking just mushed everyone's
that's,
face.
yeah.
That's who ended up. I think Frank Miller was the one that told Mignola, "Hey, you need to come on this Vertigo shit and get your own stuff pushed out there." So, Ed, you got anything for us?
Just the only thing I have is there was a passing of an old school comic artist, Russ Heath. He's worked since probably the 50s, and then he was doing work up until 2008, 2009. He passed away 91 years old. Really good. He's not like a Jack Kirby. He's like a contemporary of that era of artists, and I don't think he has that. I think the thing he's known most for, infamously, is the Roy Lichtenstein pop art paintings, where he did the big panels, because he did a couple Kirbys and stuff, and his war comics, he did a bunch of his work and basically blew them up into big paintings. So that's kind of what he's known for, that Lichtenstein kind of took those panels, but none of the artists that he lifted those panels from got any compensation. So he even did like a little comic strip about 10 years ago about him, living on like Social Security and saying, "Oh yeah, Lichtenstein got $4 million. I couldn't make the show opening because I had to work. I had deadlines to meet."
Wait, because all Lichtenstein did was took the panels and then put
Blew
his
them up,
infamous
The dots.
The dots,
It's like
right?
the
Got it,
screen,
got it.
yeah, the screen, because like
The
the
screen.
coloring process was like little dots. So when you blew them up, the dots would get bigger.
Like you were doing that shit to Darwin Cook pictures back in the day.
Yeah, crazy time. I can't believe I had the balls to give him one. No, I used to.
Hey, recognize this?
Oh my God, you did! That's awesome.
Yo, I really don't give a fuck sometimes.
Man,
like not for the
Afraid to
better.
Put a cigarette out.
No,
in your
I used to like spray paint, and I used to
Like a
use
stencil?
like stencils, and I used to cut out like stencils, and I'd go to his work or Bruce Timm's work and Darwin Cook's. They were just real simple for the stencil process. And one MegaCon, Darwin Cook was there, so I ended up making this. Cesar, put that phone down. I ended up making like this Batman Darwin Cook spray painted stencil,
Yeah.
and I gave it to him. I was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that." I basically was like,
Famed
"Hey, thanks for all the
artist.
material that I used to like spray paint and sell these."
No
Hey,
respect for the dead.
Shut up,
You said you were selling them?
I was like, "Yeah, I spray paint these, and I I make them for
Oh,
friends, etc."
man.
But he was like,
Some
"Wow,"
of those
he
work
was
for
like,
free.
"Yo,
That's
thank you so much. I'll trade you art." And he was so nice about it.
He was
Nice
so- he
about
was really
being.
nice.
Yeah, he was.
Nice guy.
Yes, absolutely. Being,
But
Yeah, thank you. See, I got it. I was a bad person,
But
I was a bad person.
Watermelon is a thief.
but anyone check out Russ Heath's work. He's did a lot of really cool like the war comics in the 60s, like GI Combat. When I was a kid, I'd get a bunch of those because they were always in like the 50-cent box or the dollar box.
So you're saying you paid for those?
Well, my dad did, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
they were paid for.
They were paid for, not
didn't-
like a stolen person.
No, I didn't trace them
Supported
and
the
sell them.
artist.
I didn't go to the retirement home and say, "Hey, check this out. Thanks for inspiring
look.
me." I sell all, like Lichtenstein.
If you didn't want them traced, they shouldn't have been on GeoCities. All right, that's the moral of the story.
Wow, his face is really red right now.
It's fair game. It's on the internet. It's fair game. But he's a really good artist. You can tell. I would say his quality. You can see a little bit of Frank Frazetta, Wally Wood. He's a craftsman, so he's really good. I don't think he got he's not at that echelon of artists because he did whatever maybe required.
Maybe a Toth.
Maybe? Yeah. I mean, if you see his work, it's beautiful. I mean, he did every genre from horror to superhero, war comics. I'll show you some after the show. It's really good stuff. But yeah, definitely check out his work. And he's not associated with any big characters. He wasn't like a creator. He was just hustling, working for pretty much every company, from Timely Comics, Atlas, Marvel, DC. He worked for all the big studios at the time.
Shit, this guy is amazing.
Yeah, so he did started in westerns, moved to the war.
Just
comics.
the war stuff. I usually don't like war comics.
And I like
this guy's artwork is. Yeah. Almost made me a believer.
He's
Can I steal your phone? I mean, look at your phone.
He's
robbing from the dead, Buttermilk.
He's getting new ideas. This is my new series.
Actually, this sounds like a partnership.
Botter clicks out of the internet and goes straight for my photos.
Yo, time out. He drew this fucking 132 Roman soldiers ad?
That ad is, if any comics from the 70s, 80s, you see that Roman soldiers ad, he did that because he also did commercial work as well, like a lot of those guys did, just because they're hustlers. They're making money. It wasn't for being famous. It was just getting the next paycheck.
Sure.
Money.
Epic, man.
It's hard to retire.
Yeah.
When you're,
So he's really good. I mean, he's not associated. He has some credit for some obscure characters. I really liked it for some reason. The Haunted Tank, which they brought back a few times. He kind of co-created that. Didn't even like it. He's like, it's like the same four people every. I don't know why kids liked it, but whatever. So, which they brought back. It's basically like a haunted, like a guy that is drives a tank, and it's haunted by a old Southern war general.
That's awesome.
So, and they did I think about 10 years ago.
How old of a general Southern was Hunt?
Racist old.
Okay, so he's it's like the guy driving a tank. He's like,
like General Lee old.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do it, General. And black people. It's like, oh shit.
Because they did a miniseries.
Didn't work for Hanna-Barbera.
They did a maybe 10 years ago, but it was the tank driver was a black guy, and then it was an old Southern, so there was that kind of racial thing. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like
sounds like a great sitcom.
I think it was a Vertigo title, but yeah, and the Sea Devils.
Oh my god, that's gotta be terrible.
The very obscure Sea Devils underwater team. So but he's not really attached to like a Spider-Man or a big character he's created. But his body of work is impressive, and he was working up to his 80s. So
why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? You're still thinking about that?
No,
you're still thinking about that shit?
I'm thinking about
he knows there's a black guy in the cockpit.
I hate you. I'm thinking about a modern version of Haunted Tank where it's like the white dude has like a MAGA hat on.
Oh man. That would.
So wait, like it's a black dude. It's a black dude that's the tank.
Oh my god, yo! Wait, the black dude is the tank.
Wait, what were you thinking? Why would a white guy be piloting?
So be two racists hanging out.
Two racists.
I can go to my neighbor's house and do that.
You're right.
I don't want to read a comic about it.
It's not the most fleshed out joke. In my head, it worked. All right.
Some poor black private gets assigned this fucking Abrams tank, and he's like, he has the sheer luck.
And the funny thing is,
haunted by a racist.
He's the only one who can see him, so he's yelling it into the wind with like his.
Wait, who is the general or the black dude?
The driver. So he's the only one who can see him.
God damn it! I need to read this.
So he's
stop
like,
calling me darky.
Yeah, basically, he's like that, and everyone's like, "What are you?
The fuck is this guy talking about?
You needed some days off, soldier." Yeah, but yeah, definitely, guys, you want to check out his works. Pretty much all. There's a lot of tributes to him now, like a lot of articles and stuff about his work. But yeah, definitely check it out.
Do you remember that Brad Pitt tank movie?
Oh,
that's what I'm inserting. I'm inserting like all these characters in there, and Brad Pitt would be a great racist like general. Damn. Thank you, Ed. That was fantastic. I'm not topping that. Yo, my weak ass news article pieces
get that shit
do
out
not involve a racist general and a black tank driver. God. Man, I love comic books, man. I fucking love comic books, dude.
They're great.
So, Kendrick Lamar as Private First Class.
I feel like Jonathan Lithgow is like the general. Yeah. That would be awesome.
Oh man.
I'm gorgeous.
So we had posted the headline for this, but I did a little more research and found out a little more information. But this is my first news piece is regarding Ruby Rose casted as Batwoman. So
Fart noise.
So let's save our criticism. Just let me run through this real quick. So Ruby Rose. So they were talking about doing a Batwoman solo TV series. Well, while that's in the works, they're going to premiere her character in this this year's CW crossover event. You know, every year CW does their crossover event with their shows.
Right.
Flash. Arrow,
Right.
Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, etc. Well, this year's no different. The only real difference is that Legends of Tomorrow isn't going to be tied into the crossover event.
What?
It'll just be it'll just be Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl. It starts December 9th, runs through December 11th, and it's supposed to just kind of focus on the premiere of Batwoman. But also Tyler, how do you say his last name? Tyler Hoechlin, the dude who plays Superman in the Supergirl show, he's going to be starring in this big crossover event. And what they're saying is that if this crossover event has all of the characters that each one of these shows has, we'll be essentially getting like the TV version of the Justice League come this crossover event. Because in Arrow, you got Black Canary. In Supergirl, you got Martian Manhunter, Flash, Elongated Man, and now you're going to have Superman, Green Arrow, and Flash, and Supergirl. They're kind of saying like this will be like the Justice League for the TV series.
Yeah, I seem to be missing one person though. Who could it be? The one person that would I don't know.
The racist general?
Yeah. hey, Haunted Tank.
So as far as this TV series, this solo Batwoman TV series, Carolyn Dryers will serve as the writer. Let's see, and Jeff Johns is also executive producing this Kate Kane show as well. So. I will say, man, I usually try my best to watch the CW crossover events. I'm not always like caught up on all the series day by day of the seasons, but the crossover events always seem to be pretty legit. I mean, 2 years ago they had the whole alien invasion story arc that they got off the comic books. I forget the name of that one. And 2017's big crossover event was a Crisis on Earth X.
Oh, you're talking about with the
story arc.
Dominators.
Yeah, Dominators.
Yeah.
So last year was Crisis on Earth X. And the year before that was the Dominators, and this year we're getting kind of like this, quasi Justice League meetup. So, what's everyone's thoughts on Ruby Rose?
Fuck her.
Fuck her. Physically, I think if I was just going by looks, I think that's a good pick. But like we were talking, it's like the acting ability. But to be fair,
all I know her from is John Wick 2, and she didn't talk
pretty
at all.
quiet.
Yeah.
To be fair. Didn't they say the thing about Gal Gadot before Wonder Woman?
I never said that shit.
Wait, what did they say?
As far as her acting, like
I thought
she's like
critique
another
was more so on
pretty
her
lady.
physique. That's what I
that too. Now, I've heard both, like the physique and the. Before I heard she was like Israeli special forces.
I feel it
rip
was
my face off.
anti-Semitic, all of it.
Adrian Saif.
Again. He's back. That was our. Didn't we have some listeners from there?
Wow.
From Indonesia, right?
Indonesia?
Yeah, they were like,
Yo, shout out to the Indonesian.
yo, what up? We love you guys.
Yeah,
over
for real.
there.
I don't, it's one dude, one
dude,
Indonesian
One
that we
dude.
don't fuck with.
Crazy
That's
guy.
it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
you don't
know.
fuck with Ruby Rose because of her acting.
No, it's not even so much that. It's what she represents, you know?
What
like,
she represents?
She represents the fucking Michelle Rodriguez school of acting, kind of, you know? Like, so look, you have somebody like Sigourney Weaver, even Mila Jovovich, right? They can express a sort of like commanding presence as far as action movie. I'm not even talking about like, the action movie doesn't have to be Schindler's List, okay? But so long as I'm like, wow, they could fucking shoot a gun or do what it takes in an unbelievable way to get my attention for an hour and 45 minutes. And they don't, and please excuse me, but they don't have to act butch to do it. They still maintain their femininity and they still fucking make shit happen. They kick ass. We're like, somebody like Michelle Rodriguez has to adapt all the worst qualities of a dude to prove that she's hardcore. I don't even like guys that act that way, you know? And that's like, that's what it is. Like, that's what she comes from. She's got that whole fucking, where's my jacket with shoulder pads? Fucking, yeah, I'm one of the boys. See my tattoos? One of the boys.
Look at this big old penis.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you just be you? You know, like,
It's like unnatural.
yeah, and it's even worse when you see that she's a model. You know,
Yeah.
like it's all of it's just a ruse to begin with. You know, it's like like I'm pretty sure her agency or somebody told her like get tattoos because that'll make your look better. You know, like oh, you've got kind of a Megan Fox, but if she was a model and didn't have a fucking toe thumb, you know, like that sort of thing. Like, which really isn't.
Yo, shout outs to that toe thumb.
Yo,
too.
which isn't even a game changer for me,
not at
man.
all.
I'm fucking
thumb.
whatever. So that's my problem, and the fact that she's going to represent Kat Kane on TV is just kind of like, man, you guys couldn't find anyone cooler, you know. Just someone better than I don't know. I feel Batwoman deserves better than Ruby Rose. Forgive me.
Ashley even silent on this. You and Ruby Rose. I'm sorry. Are you and Ruby Rose like homegirls?
She's like actually she's my best friend. So fuck you, say.
I just
made an honor.
Yo, if Ruby Rose walked in right now because of Ashley, I'd be like,
she
yo,
walked
fuck
in,
Cesar.
hold on. If she walked in, I'd have been like, oh, hello, Miss Rose, how are you? I'd be like, fuck fan, redacting everything I just said.
Oh, no,
You're gonna be great.
I throw you off the
Red
bus
wig
quick.
on.
I go to playback every single. Yo, Ruby Rose, take a seat.
I'd be like, Ruby Rose, don't listen to this guy. He steals from Darwin Cook.
You know, and Ruby Rose, being the real G that she is, she'd be like, oh, I can't fuck with you at all.
Shit.
Nah, Ashley, thoughts on Ruby Rose?
I mean, the only thing I've seen her in is John Wick 2.
Ditto. And that's terrible.
And, I
to
shouldn't
base
really
it on.
talk that much. I'm not,
Who is she in? John
I really
Wick?
thought that she was a professional
just
mute.
this,
I thought she was like a mute. Like, for real. I was like, oh.
she's like an
damn, yeah, she's-
assassin. Just a quiet
that was her.
assassin.
Okay.
She's also in the new Resident Evil movie. She's
Yeah.
in The Meg. And
I just haven't seen her in a lot of stuff, so I'm not real offended yet. But we'll see how she does.
I will say I really like Batwoman as a character because I think about the infamous J.H. Williams series that had like all that great fucking art and introduced me to the character. So I really like Batwoman, and I could see the angle they're going for because even Kate Kane in those comics I'm talking about was kind of like didn't say much. She was like the butch chick that had something to. And the series, yeah,
kinda, but not.
dude, same haircut,
Hold on.
same physique.
Wait, what do you mean? Because when I say butch, I don't mean like butch. Yeah, she was. I'm not Andrew Dice Clay in it. I'm trying. Okay, I mean as far as like I said, the worst qualities of a chauvinist male put into a female to try and convince other said males. Because let's face it, this is the demographic that she is a badass. That's what I mean.
I definitely don't mean
So
that.
that was not Kat Kane in the comics. Absolutely not.
I'll just have to see. I like Catwoman from the comics. I don't know. I want to see how they do her origin stories. Because I mean, if the origin I'm thinking of, she's the daughter of a military general strategist. Like she ends up going to be Batwoman on her own because that's something she wants to do. Earns Batman's respect, etc. At least throughout those comics that I read, that's what I got. So I wonder how they're going to do that without Batman in the fucking
That's another
universe.
problem.
Yeah.
It's
Matter
another
of fact, how
problem.
can you call yourself Batwoman without like?
Here's how they're going to do it. Here's how they're going to do it. They're going to make her gain Ollie's respect because in that universe, Oliver is Batman. I mean, he even has Batman's bad guys. Just watch the first 3 seasons of Arrow. You know, which good show, but still frustrating to no end if you're a Batman fan.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was still. Does anyone keep up with any of the CW stuff?
Just Flash.
Just the Flash.
Yeah.
I need to keep up with that. I love the Flash, but it's cool to see that every year they go through, or at least the CW goes through with these big kind of annual crossover events, and I think they always have really high, not only praise but also viewership too. So I'll be interested to see where this one goes.
Ugh, yuck, dude. It's just ugh, fuck. You know what though? And here's another thing. I'm sorry, but the idea that all these other actors that have been on board with these series were just getting on board with it because like I'm a fucking working actor. It seems like she's sniffing around these products because it's like, oh, well, this shit's in now. I might as well jump on this fucking superhero game, you know? When everybody else, not that it's like, oh, they have the most honorable intentions, but in my mind, it's like, fucking,
It's like a cash grab.
yeah, it seems kind of like
I'm
it.
curious to see how
I
long
feel
she
like,
stays in this role.
I feel like Melissa Benoist has probably got all kinds of shit on the side. Like, if this Supergirl shit falls through, I'm about to do something else, you know? But it didn't, you know? Same with Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin, poor thing, he's just probably like, well, Glee got canceled, so I guess I'm fucked if Flash doesn't work, you know?
Matter of fact, here's the little special promo they got.
Yeah.
See the Batwoman sitting on the back.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Word. All right, and then the last news piece I got is news that Tom Hardy signed a 3 Venom movie deal.
Broken
just
ass
came
Tom
out.
Hardy. Because he's been broken ever since The Dark Knight Rises, where he can only play people with weird throat like diseases and fucking odd accents.
Nobody cared till I put on the mask.
Yeah, I'm like a working class guy with a
His
scratchy
voice is weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. What does he sound like?
that's all he
normal?
plays now.
He's a
is
British
like-
guy, right?
Yeah, it's all he
Okay.
plays. Is like weird
yo,
dudes with accents and broken fucking throat cancer.
Well, I found it weird that he had signed a 3-year
pictures.
movie deal with the first one not even being out yet. Because with things like Chris Evans for Captain America, I know that they had waited till after the movie came out. But well, I guess this isn't like an uncommon practice where they sign these 3-year movie deals in case it does go well.
And then he's-
They
yeah,
can
not
lock
tied
down
up.
the
Yeah.
fact that I'll be playing Venom for the foreseeable future. And Sony still has this kind of Masters Spider-Verse plan going on. So after the Venom release in October, there's that animated feature Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that'll hit movie theaters in December.
Man, they
and then
are
they're also
trying.
talking about a Black Cat, Silver Sable, Silk, and Morbius solo films that are currently
Morbius.
What
the fuck?
This is a weird Spider-Verse.
Morbius is the one I'm the most excited for.
The
and
Legion
also
of
know,
Monsters?
And also know they will fuck it up the most, too. It's going to be
Dude.
like, who are they think? Let's see here. So we got the joy of seeing Nicolas Cage play the Ghost Rider. So with that
Yes.
logic, who would you guys think they're going to pick to be Michael Morbius?
Oh my god.
I'm saying Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
It'll be like fucked
Yo.
up, like that level of fucked up.
Man, who would I have for a
I would like to
Morbius
see Legion of Monsters. That would be
cast?
awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Dude,
Can't they do
Morbius
Elsa
would be awesome.
Bloodstone and have Legion of Monsters? Like, just go totally obscure?
Yeah,
That would be.
they fight. They
Do what
fight.
the Dark Universe. What was it called? The Dark Universe? The Universal was trying to.
Oh god, yeah, the
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Universe.
Yeah.
Dark Universe.
that.
I love how they set that
Get
shit
that
up. and
corny
it
shit out of here.
fell
You know
right
what?
on its face.
Fuck it. Since everyone's got a universe, I'm making our own, the short box universe. All right. My solo film will come out first, and then we'll follow it with Ashley. Hit the female demographics. Boom, boom, boom. Cesar, your movie's third. Will hit the
Ashley's
Hispanic.
not going to work for the fucking female demographic. She likes all the same shit that we do.
Well, we know that Ruby Rose would definitely be watching your flick then, Ashley. And then C, your movie will come out. We'll hit the Hispanic and the Cholos because you got the shirt down today.
Those both fall into the same category.
And then I'm thinking like a Ed and Drew buddy cop movie.
Oh, God.
That would be. You know what?
It's Odd
You
Couple.
two can play the fucking haunted tank. We'll just fucking switch it all around.
You know, like they won't get along at first, and at the end they'll both shoot at terrorists,
Yes.
and then they'll be like, "What are we doing?" And the guy inside the tank will be like, "We're making America great again."
Put on the hat. Put on the red hat. Ah.
Oh man.
Oh, my God.
And then we'll have our big crossover event. And then, yeah, man. Ooh, the short box universe. I like it.
This sounds disgusting.
Nah, dude. This sounds like what we've been working our asses for. Asses off
I
for.
am not going to be a part of this.
Okay. But back to this. Tom Hardy is saying that this also gives Sony the ability to do a Venom verse if they choose to, and keep it isolated.
Who gives a fuck about a Venom?
People like Venom.
Yeah,
No, not just that's an understatement.
People like Venom.
love Venom.
yeah, I guess, but I think the movie Upgrade was a way better movie, and it's the same plot.
Oh. Is it good? I want to see
Shit,
it.
I think I called Cesar after watching that. I was like, "Yo, was that Tom Hardy?" as the
Dude,
lead?
they got
Or-
that one guy that plays. He's the poor man's Tom
Yeah,
Hardy.
Poor man's Tom
Just
Hardy.
like Dennis Quaid was the poor man's Han Solo, like in the 80s. Come on, you guys know I'm right. Fucking Dennis Quaid with his like charming devil may care grin. He was the fucking Harrison Ford that you couldn't afford Harrison Ford, you know? Put him in a movie with Martin Short, it's a golden, it's a winner.
You know, but once again, this makes me think, and I'm looking because I didn't know anything about this Spider-Verse being this extensive. Black Cat, Silver Sable,
God, who gives a fuck?
Silk, and Morbius.
Silver Saber.
How do you do all of? I mean, does this mean that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be involved in any of the movies? Because if not, then how the once
is
again,
like, oh, no.
Once again, just like the Batwoman
guys.
thing, well, like the Batwoman thing is, how do you have these movies stand on their own without the Spider-Man element?
They don't care.
They just mention it.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're in little mentions. You
Yeah.
don't have to have them. I just want the Spider-Gwen movie so I can sell my first appearance.
Yeah. Oh.
That's all I
there
want.
you go. Spider-Man.
Not really that
So
excited.
you're
but-
saying we
Cash cow.
should invest in Venom comics now, so that way.
yes.
Because it is
First
kind of
appearance.
look. It was the '80s. Now we're dripping into what appears to be the '90s. So edgy
But-
anti-heroes will be
Yeah.
in style again.
Oh, they're going to
I-
do like a Carnage movie.
I mean, Spawn's coming back.
Oh yeah,
so
they're doing a Spawn movie.
Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx.
I need to start picking your brain more, Ashley, because you got these like good ass ideas. I need to.
Don't
I
go
should've
too
thought
deep.
about that.
Let's not go too deep.
What
though. There's
other
a
like,
serial
quick-
killer in there
what
somewhere.
Other,
Yeah.
Okay, let's not go too deep.
What other like get rich scheme do you got?
Oh,
in
yeah,
mind,
yeah,
Ashley?
yeah.
I can't say it over.
Come on.
Oh,
It's the least you could do for our fans. That like 213 episodes.
we're gonna have a conference at the
Just
Ramada
one.
Inn. It's $100 a ticket.
That'd be a
Can
really
flip
dope,
houses
that'd
and
be a
get
really
rich on
dope
comics.
panel.
Love it.
That'd be a great panel.
Love it.
Ashley's Get Rich Pyramid
Ashley's
Scheme.
pyramid scheme, and at
Yeah.
the top is like a picture of apocalypse.
Believe it, dream it, believe
Apocalypse
it.
in a tie. Like, I want
I will. So I'll give
Well,
you.
they both have A on their belt. You can-
That's true.
Yeah.
So this little hint. I got a first appearance of Hellboy for $52 online because they mislabeled it.
Oh,
They had it as Hellboy number 3 instead of Next Men
Next Man
21.
20. Yeah.
So I got that for $52.
Oh,
I
nice.
had a friend that got a first appearance of Gwen Stacy
Oh, wow.
for really cheap because they labeled it as Spooderman instead of Spider-Man.
Spooder Man.
They had it under Spooderman.
Oh,
instead of
Spooderman.
Spider-Man, so nobody looked it up. Nobody bid on
Sounds
it.
like the porn
How
parody.
did, so how did your friend find it?
I guess he kind of he was just putting in random letters, seeing if people
Anyone
misspelled
misspelled?
things.
I've never thought about doing that.
Yeah.
And I eBay.
So I'm just gonna look up like Shroom Patrol number 1.
Shroom Patrol.
It's like from the '60s and like makes mad cash.
So I want Z-Men number 1, like the X-Men.
Defective Comics 23.
Defective comics.
So that's my little gift to you guys.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting.
Damn. Thanks, Ashley.
Yo, shout out to Drew because he actually bought me the first appearance of Hellboy at a con and just surprised me with
Really?
it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
nice.
Yeah,
It's really expensive now.
yeah.
How much
hard
is
to
going
find.
on?
I have it framed.
You can get. I think it's like.
Where's it framed at, real quick? Where's it framed and located?
Yo, I ain't gonna.
I mean, it's like almost $200 now for like an
Wow.
ungraded copy.
Okay,
Because of the
Drew, I don't
movie.
have it anymore.
Yeah.
Please don't come to my house because he will rob me.
Water damaged hurricane.
Damn. Thanks, Ashley. That's a good note to
is
go
a
ahead
good
and
tip.
end. We'll go ahead and let's go on break real quick. We'll play a new song by Mecha the Marvelous. It's a song called "The Rain," and it's available on Apple Music. Like, my brother hit me up while I was over there and was like, "Hey, my song just made it to Apple Music."
What?
And I was like,
Does he still talk like that, or does he like mushmouth rap to you when he on the
Mush
phone?
mouth.
Like, he's like, "I just want
Is
to
he a
tell
mumble
you
rapper?
about my eyes on the phone."
So we're gonna play this track, "The Rain," by Mecha the Marvelous, and we'll come back and do Champion Season.
Trying to get answers, they just give me a check though. Shit.
Let nigga get choked.
Let nigga get your.
It's all that I know.
It's all that I know.
And you know when it rains.
You know when it rains.
And it rains and it pours.
And it rains and it pours.
And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows.
My garden it grows.
But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more.
take it no more.
Let nigga get choked.
Let nigga get your.
It's all that I know.
It's all that I know.
And you know when it rains.
You know when it rains.
And it rains and it pours.
It rains and it pours.
And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows.
My garden it grows.
But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more.
just can't take it no more.
Do my ups and my downs.
Do my ups and my downs.
Trying to pick up my crown.
Tryna pick up my
Got a
crown.
smile on my face,
Smile
but
on my
got the
face.
tears of that clown. Feeling like niggas don't want me around. Shit,
me around.
niggas been jacking my style.
Jacking my
Niggas
style.
been checking my sauce. Want the ingredients, nigga, yo, you can get lost.
Get lost.
Niggas want me to change. Pull up on them in the range. Switching my style, this shit can get lame.
Get
I say
lame.
what I am, and I am what I say when I look myself in the mirror every day.
Every
Shit.
day.
Wonder how long will I last?
Last.
Hey, will my dreams ever pass?
Pass.
Or will I land on my ass? Shit.
Ass.
But everyone's saying, the nigga get choked.
Let nigga get your.
It's all that I know.
It's all that I know.
And you know when it rains.
You know when it rains.
And it rains and it pours.
And it rains and it pours.
And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows.
My garden it grows.
But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more.
Does David listen to the show?
Nah, man, he's too cool for us.
I bet. I believe it.
Yo, he's a rapper now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when he calls you, he's like, "Hey, but I was just wondering if you wanted to go to the movie."
Yo, ever since he did that freestyle cipher, it's a rap, man.
Oh,
He
forget it.
goes on like Cloud 9. He's out here rolling with the big boys. Yeah, man. It's all good though, you know. I mean, yeah, it's all about just being a big brother, giving back to the community.
He's like talking to you like Method Man. You're like, I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know what these words. Hey, yo, it ain't easy being greasy, kid.
why do you keep spelling method? METHOD.
Meth. It's the meth. Grab your sticks. And you're like, what are you, David? You've changed so much.
Has anyone watched what's the last movie you guys have seen? Because I'm missing out on what I've been told, some good ones. Like Black Klansman came out.
Hereditary.
Haven't seen Hereditary.
Oh, I want to talk to you about that later.
Okay.
You can talk to him now if you like.
Nah.
Just need some filler.
Oh, we got okay. I think I did champion that.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
loved
it.
it.
It was one of those movies I didn't like it after I left the theater, but the more I analyzed it, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed that film.
And I was I think when I was talking about it, it's like the supernatural stuff was almost like a break from all the other heaviness of the movie.
Yeah,
You know?
it ended without spoiling the movie. I felt like that movie had a sort of psychodrama going on, and then ended like a conventional horror film.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it for it.
Yeah. It was really good. But yeah, at first I didn't like it. Like walking out of the theater, I was like,
I could see that why
But
you.
then I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
It was like the reverse of how people felt about the Phantom Menace. They walked out going, "This was great." Then, like after they thought about it, like, "This is fucking bullshit."
And when their souls.
Here's
what
the
left-
pod
what
race was
left.
cool, right, guys?
Yeah, or I should say, The Last Jedi. Oh, it's moving on.
Wow.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Oh, shit. Ashley, what's the last movie you
Oh
seen?
my god.
Mission Impossible
Oh.
7?
It's one of the
8?
numbers.
17.
One of them. Yeah.
Wait, is that
I
the
heard that
one
was
with-
really good.
Is that the one with Superman in it?
Yeah. It
Yo,
was amazing.
fucking
I
nerd.
thought it was so
He was
good.
fucking Superman, right?
Cavill?
He was
Yes.
real
Oh.
tough.
Yo,
and
he looked like he was a
even-
badass.
They put a mustache on him. Still
Oh, was this
looked
the
good.
movie he couldn't shave
Yeah.
for?
Right.
Yeah.
What did they call him? Like the $300 million mustache or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
That's
some crazy shit.
funny.
But yeah, it was really good. It was like a
Simon
3-hour
Pegg?
movie, like super disrespectful of my time and the stuff I had to do that day. But it was
Fucking-
like,
I'm on a schedule.
What happened while we were away? That was
care if
really
you-
good, Ashley.
it
I
was
don't-
worth
like-
it.
I don't
liked
care if you
it.
do your own stunts.
This movie was like,
really?
"Yo, fuck your time, fuck your time."
Peter Jackson
3.5
over here.
hours?
It was like 3 hours.
Yo,
it was
that's
a
too much.
long,
You
long
bugging.
movie.
And there was not one couch that he jumped on.
My kidneys
No,
cannot.
not
That is the one thing that pisses me off about Tom Cruise movies. They have not capitalized on that fucking couch gag. enough.
No Zeno?
Like,
Oh well.
like I want just one scene of him running through everyone's home, and he jumps on one couch, and he looks at the camera, and then jumps out the window.
He would do that. I think he would do that.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty...
Like even in the Mummy,
Yeah.
Mummy, I just wanted a couch scene.
Something needs
You know
to
what
save
I
that
wanted
movie.
in The Mummy? A fucking story.
Good movie?
good movie.
Man, that thing is
'cause I-
failed right from the start.
I need to get back in the movies. Like I missed out on Sorry to Bother You. Black Klansman came out, and then I definitely didn't watch Hereditary.
No,
I need a pillow
son.
and my little safety blanket.
Ooh.
All right,
Especially the last like hour.
That sounds too much for me.
I
Son.
saw it at Sunray, so I had a really like rowdy crowd.
Oh yeah.
And like the one scene where she's like on the wall, like in the dark.
Fuck that shit.
And I was like, the guy next to me is like, "Oh fuck no!" Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't even see it. I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, that movie has some really good, like, I think good jump scares, not cheap.
But it didn't though, right?
The one that got me was the chase scene where the mom was chasing the son around.
Sure,
the house.
sure.
That one, like,
Sure. But
I
like,
jumped out of my seat.
right. So okay, so when I hear jump scare, I think of like an audio sting or something.
No,
like that.
not like a cheap jump scare.
right?
Like a legit jump scare.
like
Legit
oh,
scare. Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
you know, like one of those.
Did you plan on watching this movie at all, Ashley?
I
You're like,
really
yes,
do want to
I
see
got
it.
tickets today.
Like, I have a problem. I have to watch it. Like, I'll watch it during the day, and then like that night, I'll just be real creeped out.
Yeah, do it.
Like,
do
I
it
won't
during
be able
the
to
day.
sleep.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
watch it at night.
Yeah, I watched it at night. I got out of theater like midnight, like
Yeah.
scared.
I saw it in the afternoon. I saw that shit in the afternoon, and my penis was shriveled
Oh my god.
for a week.
Oh man, I missed your Latino review. Yo, this is gonna feel good to say, and I've been waiting on saying it. So let's go ahead and jump into our champion season. Champion season for you first time joining it. You know what? Look, I'm tired of the first time joining it. Like either you on deck with this show or you not.
Tired
all
of you
right?
assholes. Get with the program.
what just happened?
Get with the program.
I'm sorry. A little bit of Ashley's realness leaked onto me, and I'm sorry that came
you
out.
get some pizza in this guy, and
No, it's that sugar. It's
I'm
the
sorry.
cinnamon roll.
That's what- and look, my mom called me just like a couple minutes ago to make sure, hey, honey, I feel like you're eating a lot of sugar. No, I'm kidding.
Botter's a beer and a back rub away from fucking murdering someone right
man.
now.
I feel like the back row would calm me down. Oh, that was done by Shira.
Shira. Is that Cree
Champion
pronunciation?
season. I say it one last time. Champion season for you first time tuning in is the segment of the show where we go around the table and everyone gets a chance to highlight a few things within the pop culture that has resonated with us. So this could be a movie, a TV series, a comic book, an album, etc. It could be anything that we feel, hey, this is really dope and you should check it out. See, how about you, man? How about you lead us off? What do you want to champion?
Shit. Okay. All right. So, starting off, let's talk about cartoons. I'm going to talk about the Suicide Squad Hell to Pay movie. Could not believe how fucking real that movie was. I know, like, all the DC animated stuff, the closest thing they've pushed it with is the Killing Joke, as far as, you know, what they could get away with. This movie, there's nudity.
Whoa.
Reverse Flash says, fuck my life.
Pause. Pause. Cartoon nudity?
Yes.
Get the fuck out.
Yes.
Oh, is it hentai?
No, well, no. We're not talking tentacle porn here.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, I rented it from the Redbox, and wow, that couldn't have been more fucking Florida, right? Like,
Potter's looking for screenshots.
look at you.
Oh, Harlequin? Is she? Yeah, okay. There we go.
I got it.
GeoCities.Harlequin.
So it's good. It's really good. It starts, but it's not just like stupid. Like, it's not just like, oh, well, we threw all this nudity and graphic shit in there for, you know, to carry the movie. Like, it has a good story. Christian Slater is Deadshot.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, right? Like, that was,
Wow.
that was what sold me on, like, nothing else. And it was like, just to be like,
I'm Christian Slater. I'm here to play Deadshot. You guys remember when I was trying to be the
Is
next
he still doing the
Jack
Nicholson thing? Okay.
yeah, it's great.
That's funny.
CCH Pounder plays Amanda Waller.
Wieners and boobs.
She's great.
Oh, can't wait.
Next, I will say the Devilman cartoon on Netflix.
Yes, I champion that.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, Crybaby. Mm-hmm. That shit was fucking awesome, dude.
They did.
Great soundtrack.
It's the best adaptation from the original.
Yes.
Even
Agreed.
with the weird hip hop interstitials.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
Which I didn't like at first, but I liked it at the end.
Dude, my next champion is going to be the hardcover Gono Guy collected edition of the first volume of Devilman.
Oh, I need to get that.
I already.
Got it?
It's fucking awesome,
Cool.
dude. It's great. It's beautiful. They got all the painted pictures inside
Nice.
as well. Second volume comes out October 30th, and I've already prepaid it, bought it. I'm going to champion Dark Knight's Metal. It's a little late, but I wasn't here to do it. So, yeah, fucking badass. Mother Panic. Every volume, it's all good. All of it's good. And the Jack Kirby Demon collection they put out. Again, it's I don't know if you guys have ever read like the Demon stuff, like Jack Kirby's. It's almost humorous. Like he throws a lot of jokes in there, which I didn't expect. But it's also a monster story, and I think maybe Jack Kirby gets kind of like, when you think of him, you think of, you know, Fantastic Four or Thor. But I think his this is going to sound like blasphemy, but I think his best line work might be in the Demon stories, which is ironic because he hated doing those fucking stories. But that's just my humble opinion. And the last thing I'm going to champion is Danzig's album Skeletons.
Oh.
It is a cover album where he sings standards, like from the 50s.
Oh, God.
It's good. Because, all right, so maybe I don't know I know, Ed, you're familiar with his work.
Yeah.
Anybody else that listens to Danzig knows that probably about since 1996, every other album has sounded decent. Not good, but decent.
That's fair.
So, but like I said, every other album.
Yeah.
The other one is like
He's doing the Pat Boone cover.
he sounds like terrible.
Yeah.
Like whatever Crossroads deal he has to make with the Demon to get his voice back, he makes like every other year. And this one was the year where it was good because he's singing like, not every song is good, but the first song kicks off with a 60s. It's a 60s song called Devil's Angels. And it almost sounds like the Misfits, and he sounds like fucking Danzig from the 70s. It's crazy. Okay. I don't know what he did, and it doesn't sound auto-tuned. It's weird. It's because he doesn't have enough money to afford the recording studios. But yeah, and then he covers. God, I think he covers a Roy Orbison song.
Huh.
Yeah,
Is this like a
dude?
The album cover is ridiculous, which is again par for the course for Danzig. It's like him without his shirt off, and I'm like, bro, you put your shirt back on. You're like 50 something.
He's not on the gas anymore.
Yeah, yeah, seriously. And there's like a girl, of course, scantily clad, like
holding
with
his leg,
with her head on his shoulder, and she's kind of. But they're both like dressed up like Misfits Fiend, so it kind of looks cool. Like he put on the makeup, and it looks like the fucking Fiend. I was pleasantly surprised because I root for the guy, you know, like he's goofy.
Oh, Slugger, come on, you can do it.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Go New Jersey.
What band is it? Is it just like a regular, is it like
it's
produced different each song, each track, or is it like the same band?
It's the same band.
Okay.
Yeah. And which leads into my last champion, Henry and Glenn Forever.
I've seen that.
Are you guys familiar with Henry?
Ashley.
What happened?
Phone etiquette. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Ashley, what do you got for champion season?
So I've got the new Murder by Death album came out this week.
Ooh.
I don't know if anyone's listened to it yet.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're
really good.
so good. This is their 7th album.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this folky sort of rock, and the guy sounds like Johnny Cash, and there's a cello player.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cello player?
Yeah.
He
it's
plays
amazing.
a Mexican guy? You said cholo.
Cello.
Cholo.
God.
Dude, I was like, wait,
where's this?
I was like, man, nobody said anything? Really? Like, have you guys gotten so fucking
saw
racist?
them.
Honestly, I was thinking like, see, it's 2018. Cello plays can be black, white, Puerto, like everything, man.
Just need the flannel shirt.
Oh, and the dad joke goes to me.
So that was amazing, and the best part was I got it on vinyl so that it would sound even better, and my player broke, so I went to Target and got a new one. And like the 16-year-old kid checking me out was like, I've never even seen one of these before. I didn't even know we sold these. I was like,
the record. That's funny.
Yeah, it was cool though.
I gotta
saw
ask.
them. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Well, both you guys, album recommendations for someone who's never heard them before.
I would do. I think my favorite one is called Good Morning Magpie.
How many albums do they have?
7. Yeah, this is
Damn.
number 7.
Wait, how long have they
They've
been out?
around for a
Okay.
long time.
I
and
saw
it's-
them. Do you guys remember the Art Bar?
Yeah.
I saw them there about 10 plus years ago.
Mm.
That's where I first saw them because my roommate was into them. He's like, you got to see them. It's like this. They got a cello player, and she's got like Iron Maiden stickers all over it. And it's like, oh, okay. And she's playing like an electric cello at the time,
Yeah.
the smaller ones. And I saw them at Art Bar, and I saw them, I think, at Jackrabbits like the next year before.
Yeah, I
they
saw them at
started.
Jackrabbits.
Yeah, so,
a couple
that's-
times.
I'm partial to just because it's the first album, and it's kind of before his voice got really Johnny Cash. Like it's like from that. Like I like, and I like because I use the Texas Chainsaw, "Who Will Survive and What Will Become of Them."
Yeah.
They have a lot of their stuff on Amazon. If you have that Amazon Prime, a lot of their albums are on there too. I like that one. It's kind of like a almost like an alt rock country ish type
Yeah.
of music. It's really cool.
That one has like the whole pirate song, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So it's
so
a concept album. It's about a devil coming and taking over this like a western town. It's like it's really good.
Wait, does all of their albums have themes?
I don't.
This new one is like they called it like some sort of space ballad, like space country ballad. It's about this guy that's in love and there's like an apocalypse. It's really good. Like they're all stories, like
Yeah.
big long stories. They're
They're a fun
amazing.
band, yeah.
You might have just sold them.
Yeah, it's
Just like
it's
that.
They're on
fantastic.
Spotify. I mean, you should be able to. They're pretty accessible now since they have so much content out.
Yeah.
So I think Spotify and Amazon Music, you should be able to hear some tracks from them. They're really
Yeah.
good.
So that was amazing. And then my other one is like, so my the way I feel about comedy has not changed or gotten better since high school.
Good.
Okay, because
Good.
I just watched Super Troopers 2.
Ah,
And then I watched it again, and then I watched it again. So I've
I haven't
like,
seen it.
honest to God, seen this movie 3 times in like the past 2 days, and it's just exactly how I felt in high school. I was just laughing at dick jokes, and it was just hilarious.
That's why you're here, Ashley.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you're here.
I was afraid I wasn't gonna like it, but I laughed my ass off.
She's
the
like, I was
whole
afraid
movie.
I had progressed as a
Yeah,
person, but
I hadn't.
thankfully I haven't.
I have not matured one
It was
bit.
fantastic. I
That's
loved
awesome.
it.
Word. Ed, what about you? What do you got to champion?
I'm just going to champion Disenchanted. It's Matt Groening's.
Yo, I was watching the first episode last night. Not bad.
It's Matt Groening's
Everybody's
creator.
talking shit about it.
Here's
I
the
haven't
thing-
seen it.
Here's the thing with this. I think a lot of people are expecting like Futurama or The Simpsons, where it's like a gag a second, like gag, 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 gag. This is. They're each individual episodes, but it's an over. I mean, you really got to get about.
There's payoff.
Yeah, there's a really good payoff.
Oh, good. That's all I got to say, yeah.
For this first part, I think this is like just part 1 of the first season, or however they're dividing it up. It's a fun. It's like I said, it's not like jokes per minute like a Futurama. It's because it's not enclosed episodes. It's like an overreaching story arc. So you're kind of going on this. It's not what I expected at all. I thought it was just going to be gags, like just gag,
Yeah,
visual
ditto.
gags, visual gags.
It's got a lot of heart too.
Yeah, it does. Especially like once you make it kind of towards. I don't want to spoil it, but once you make it towards it's like, oh wow, okay, this is this is going somewhere. But it's a fun show. It has that kind of Futurama 2D, 3D, style. So like it's a fun show. I recommend it. I kind of binge watched it on a day off. It got me hooked. But to be fair, it does take, because a lot of reviews I've seen the same thing, but it's like people who reviewed like the first episode or two. But it really takes, I think, 2 or 3 episodes to really get going. So, but yeah, recommend that. That's my only champion this week.
Okay. I've got 2. One being a trade. It's the DC Universe by Mignola. So it collects a lot of Mike Mignola's earlier DC work. So things like his work in Phantom Stranger, which I didn't know he did a good bit of the original series.
Yep.
He did a Swamp Thing annual. It collects that. He did a few key issues of Superman, also including
Sure
an
did.
annual, and they all look gorgeous too.
Yep.
But the standout one in this collection was Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 54. And I swear, man, it reads like it feels like a Hellboy story he didn't use and decided to go and kind of plug this in. Only because it structures.
Yeah.
It's structured so similar to a Hellboy story, and it kind of just finds Batman in a graveyard, stopping this this murderer. He ends up accidentally killing him, but also falling into this ancient crypt. He unleashes like this evil spirit that's trying to take over Batman's body, etc. So it's kind of like a battle of the will. But man, the art is so. I mean, I feel like he was just born to draw Batman too. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see more of his stuff. But the book, the graphic novel itself, collects a lot of his cover pages the covers that he's done throughout his tenure. And man, they're all gorgeous, man. But his Batman stuff is another level of just great. I
like the
this.
Superman stuff too.
Yeah, yeah.
Man. When I was in 5th grade, that was my exposure to Superman was that specific run with Mignola, and I was like, this looks so weird. Like everything is drawn so bizarre and like kind of blocky, and like Soup's chest looks like a fucking barrel. You know, like this is crazy. And it was like weird stories on Krypton, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about all this, but I like the art.
Yeah, me too.
And then I never put 2 and 2 together again.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know it was Mignola until I actually bought the same book you're championing right now when I was in Maryland. I was just like, as soon as it came out, because I'm such a freaking got a boner for Mike Mignola. Shout out Nick Wagner. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you can definitely see the Kirby influence heavy in the Superman stuff a lot. The Batman stuff, I'm like, this is like, I feel like this might have been towards the tail end of him leaving and starting his own kind of thing. But it's a really good collection to kind of see the progression of his artwork into something more similar to what you see with the Hellboy stuff.
So check out. I know they did a movie. I haven't seen it yet. The Gotham by Gaslight.
It's good.
The Elseworlds. That's one of my first times seeing his work. And that in like the Rocket Raccoon miniseries he did. That was really.
You know what? And that just reminds me. I read. I mean, my whole plane ride back was an 8-hour flight, and I think all I read was Mignola stuff. So I read this trade as well as Gotham by Gaslight, but also the Doom that came to Gotham. So fucking
I haven't read
good.
it. I have it at the house.
Ridiculously good. That was so good. And the last thing I'll champion is the fact that Apple Music now offers audiobooks. I had no idea until I'd sent Walt. I was asking him if he was going to buy this one book, and he was like, actually, it's on Apple Music. And I thought I would have to buy like a different subscription or do an add-on, but no. Same thing with the music library. You type in the name of the audiobook you're looking for, you might find it. The 2 I wanted to find happen to be there. One's a book by Jay Prince, and another one's by Dame Dash. Both of them record executives, so both of their books are about just the industry, fashion, music, etc. So they both happen to be on Apple Music, and I imagine more audiobooks are on there that I'm not aware of. So if you're an Apple Music subscriber, there's audiobooks too. So just another reason for me to keep my subscription. So those are my two champions. Any shameless plugs, things we want to chime in? Is anyone doing anything? Ed, I know that for a while on the T Public, there was a sale on the shirts and stuff. I'm not sure if that's still going on, is it?
No, they usually do those. I'll be better about it. They'll, like, every couple months they'll do a sale, but I'll make sure to post on the on like the Instagram stories whenever they go up on sale. But yeah, those are usually like weekend deals they do.
Like 48 hours type stuff.
Yeah.
Ashley, you doing any more cons? Stalking any more Game of Thrones characters?
No conventions until next year. I think Heroes is the only one I've lined up for next year.
Got it. Okay. See, are you going to jump back into straight chilling and any comedy stuff?
Actually, funny you mentioned the straight chilling stuff. October 10th, we have a date solidified. October 10th, 7 p.m. at Sunray Cinema, we are going to be hosting Return of the Living Dead.
Ooh.
So come on out if you like. I'm calling everybody who is into all things nerdy and horror to support because, one, it's your boy. It's right here. This guy finally gets to be a part of something at Sunray Cinema because I love that place, and I love that they always do like nights like this. So Straight Chilling is partnering with Sunray Cinema. Come for the popcorn because we're terrible. We're not going to be charismatic or fun in any sort of way, but Return of the Living Dead is a fun movie. So
what day is that on?
That's a good question. Let me look it up. I know it's the 10th at 7. So the 10th is a Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
It's a Wednesday.
All right, I'm down for that.
Yeah, you guys should come if you can.
Yo, shout out to Straight Chillin', man. That's a cool partnership. I mean, it's Sunray being. I know we've all talked about it. A local staple in the theater community here, and that sounds like a perfect fit for you guys. So that's congrats, man.
Yeah,
big shout out.
I mean, for anybody that just likes going to the movies, if you want to high five us, there's going to be giveaways. There might be trivia. Who knows? So.
All right, and as far as shameless plugs and et cetera for the show, just some episodes that we've got upcoming and planned or whatnot. We've got an interview with voice actor Jason Marsden. You may know his voice from a Goofy movie, Spirited Away, as well as Young Justice and a handful of other stuff. So we've got an interview with him coming up. I think we're going to go and kick off our next artist spotlight on Alex Ross. So that'll be in the upcoming episodes we put out there. Paul Borsier, the Marvel historian that we had on the show a while back, he'll be back to talk about an upcoming Hall of Heroes exhibit, which is all superhero themed, but it focuses on the science of superheroes. So Mosh is having that exhibit come in September, so we'll have him. So just an idea of what episodes we've got coming back up as we try to go ahead and get back into our regular recording schedule. We'll try to keep that consistent weekly basis. So just a little preview of what to expect. And as usual, I just want to thank the fans and everyone that take time to listen to us on a weekly basis and provide your, your feedbacks, your likes, and follows, and all that good stuff. It's only helpful, and we appreciate that a lot. So for those new listeners joining us and that have made it to this part of the show, once again, thank you guys for giving us a shot. And make sure to subscribe to the show. It makes your life easier when it comes to keeping up with us. And you can find us all over podcast platforms. So whether it's iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, etc., just search the short box and hit that subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Trying to get answers, they just give me a check though. Shit.
Let nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains. And it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more. Let nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains. And it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more. Do my ups and my downs, trying to pick up my crown. Got a smile on my face, but got the tears of that clown. Feeling like niggas don't want me around. Shit, niggas been jacking my style. Niggas been checking my sauce. Want the ingredients, nigga, yo, you can get lost. Niggas want me to change, pull up on them in the range. Switching my style, this shit can get lame. I say what I am, and I am what I say when I look myself in the mirror every day. Shit, wonder how long will I last? Shit, hey, will my dreams ever pass? Shit, or will I land on my ass shit. But everyone's saying, the nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains, and it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more. The nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains, and it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more. Niggas been dying for life. Snitching they mama for life. We do anything now. Seen a couple of bitches turn dyke. Niggas that ain't got no principle. And for the cloud, this shit minimal. And this shit really just feeling like shit they would do for a client. Like this doesn't sound right. This is the time, right? Get to the limelight. You can do anything, just keep your lies tight. Niggas too gross if they can't pay attention. I see this shit every day. I'm so desensitized. I stay away from the petty lies. I pray for days trying to stay alive. Or maybe I merely exist, but a nigga is told every day. The nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains, and it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more. The nigga get choked. It's all that I know. And you know when it rains, and it rains and it pours. And after the cloudy days, my spiritual garden it grows. But through all of this pain, I just can't take it no more.